All right, welcome back to another episode of Necessary Roughness, brought to you by Nelson Sports Network. Trenton and Andy are here, and we are going to get into the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 60 is right around the corner. We're going to kind of touch these AFC, NFC Championship games, go over what we kind of saw, what we're expecting in the Super Bowl, kind of leading into it. Some pretty good games. Two really close games. I mean, they came right down to the wire. I argued in one of our last episodes that I thought these were the four best teams in the NFL. I didn't necessarily think that all season, but as we got further and further into the season, it looking back now, it's like, yeah, we definitely ended up with the four best teams in the NFL, and we had great matchups. Super Bowl is going to be, I think it's going to be a phenomenal game. I think we're blessed to have the matchup we got. What do you guys think?
I think it's going to be a really good matchup. I mean, you could argue that the Patriots really didn't play anybody this season, but you got to play what your record is. I mean, you ended last season as you ended it, so you get the opponents that you get. And you look at the defenses that they played this postseason run, has not been any slouches. I mean, you're talking Denver, you're talking Houston, and they just had to play hard-nosed, punch-out football, and they ended up doing it. And then you also get the classic winter game for them. I mean, it was a really good game. I mean, they got lucky that the Broncos decided to get a little too aggressive, I think, than
I would
what they
say
should have. Because I mean, if they decide to kick that field goal instead of going for it on the fourth down, could be a different story. But I mean, you could also look at it. There was lots of missed field goals throughout the game, so it could have been another missed field goal as well. So I mean, but I think at that point the weather really hadn't spiked as bad as it was supposed to, so it was one of those kick the field goal while you can get the points, and now you're talking about a tied game going into overtime, and then whoever gets the first points on the board wins. And it was going to be a war of attrition. No one was going to get past the 30-yard line, and even if you did, it was all right, now you got to settle for a field goal, and the wind was just not cooperating. I mean, this game was way worse for wind and weather than that Texas A&M Miami game. I mean, it was just windy. It was a field goal kicker and a punter's kicker's absolute nightmare. And I mean, I think if you look at the stats of it, I think Stidham definitely outplayed Drake May. I think Stidham really did a solid job. I think Drake May knew his defense was going to do him solid, and all he had to do was play situational football. He needed to just be the manager of that game. He didn't need to go superhero. And I mean, like, let's look at this in hindsight. Like, could you imagine if Josh Allen was in the same situation? Like, he would have to go beast mode at 2.5. Like,
yeah, Allen.
Drake May was just one of those where it was like, all right, I'm just going to focus on not putting the ball on the ground. He did a great job this game, and you thought that would have been a huge factor, especially since Texans made him fumble at 6 times. He got them all back, but I mean,
I think he had like 4 fumbles or 4 or 5 fumbles in the Texans game.
Yeah, and then you look at him in this game.
Defensive pressure, that's all it was.
He was getting the same amount of pressure, but then he also had that presence of mind to, okay, I got to get quick. I got to go quick. I got to get the ball out of my hands. And then the lateral pass that Stidham had, I mean, that one really hurt, because I don't think the Patriots win this game if he didn't turn the ball over on their own end. I mean, what is your thoughts?
I'd agree on that. What did you think, Andy? What was your thoughts on that New England and Broncos game?
Honestly, that one turnover was probably the difference in the game.
You're talking when they were down on the 10-yard line there?
Yes.
Going for it?
Yep. But, I mean, you got to get points when you can.
Exactly.
So, I don't agree with that call, going for it on fourth down. But hindsight, right, guys?
Right, exactly.
Well, I mean, if it's successful, then we're having a different conversation here, right? We're talking about the genius of Sean Payton. He decides to go for it. He gets it. And then the weather turns 360, and then he looks like a genius. Oh man, we're up 14 to 7. Good luck, Patriots. Good luck scoring on us when the wind's not cooperating and we've got the upper hand. So
right, and that's the thing. Like, looking at it in hindsight, obviously anyone can say what they would have done in that situation. Sean Payton's always been a risk taker. We knew that signing him. As a Broncos fan, you know that.
That Super Bowl he was in, they
right
side kick opening of the second half.
Yep, he comes out, kicks an onside kick, and everyone's like, what are you thinking?
Yeah,
and it worked.
He calls ambush. That's what the name of the play was. Ambush. We're going to get the ball right here to start the game. Yep. To steal a possession from them.
Now we can't even do that. Now we got to freaking...
you got to tell the refs and
you got to announce it, yeah. But no, I agree. I mean, I think...
And I mean, you also, it's one of those nods too. Like he said Stidham was a guy, and he actually went for it. He showed the world that he had no problem with his quarterback. He thought for sure his quarterback could get him the first down.
Right.
And I mean, if he doesn't throw it to that receiver, there was another receiver, like we were talking earlier, another receiver had curled back. If he throws to him, that's a first down automatically. Like, it was just one of those bang, bang plays. They put pressure on him. He made a bad decision, put the ball where it shouldn't have been, and you could have settled for 3 points. Instead, you get nothing.
Well, and yeah, right. I mean, like I said, looking back, hindsight, I mean, obviously, anyone can say what they would have done in that situation. I think Sean Payton, watching the game, I was like, what are we doing? Like, take the points. Just take the points. We've got our backup in. You got to take advantage of points when you can get them. But I also see what he was doing. Like you said, if we score a touchdown here, we convert this, we go get a touchdown, this is game over.
Yeah.
It's over at that point.
Well,
and all you've got to do is rely on your defense. Your defense is, a top 3 defense in the league. The Patriots hadn't moved the ball all first half.
No.
The Patriots did not look good in the first half, really at all. They looked better in the second half, but really no one looked that great, in my opinion, in the second half. Second half, I mean, once that snow started falling, like midway through the third, that game, it was between the 30-yard lines. You knew you're not moving the ball. Maybe 15, 20 yards of drive and you're punting it, or if you're close enough, you're going to try to kick it.
We're just kicking it so they can get the ball again, right where we're standing.
And the score referenced that. I mean, the score was 10-7.
Yep.
It was not an offensive game. This was a grinded out, war of attrition type game. We got to win this in the trenches, and it went to New England. I personal thoughts, I thought Denver looked like the better team majority of the game. I think New England looked like the better team when it mattered. Well, I think it just comes to coaching. Like, I mean,
it's one of those things that it just feels like the Patriots have it bred into them. Like, you start as a Patriot, and that's just the way it goes. Your defensive, hard-nosed football, you got it ingrained in your quarterback not to make mistakes, to play run smash mouth football, and we'll play the game that we're given. And the snow, I mean, honestly, it was one of those things that once the snow started falling, it just felt like Patriots Raiders. It felt like like Foxborough had the advantage now. Like, the weather was giving them the nod, like, hey, yep, it's yours to win now.
I would disagree on the coaching thing, though, because I don't think either of those coaches is better than the other. I mean, Peyton's a great coach. He's been a great coach for a long time. Vrabel's proven now at this point he is a great coach as well. I'm not going to really say it came down to coaching. I think more so for me, it came down to just, we had our backup quarterback, they didn't.
Yeah,
and
well, I mean,
that made
Bo Nix being out could have made a huge difference for you guys. I mean, it was.
Yeah, I would have to say inexperience a little bit, but with Bo Nix being in there, like you said, Trenton, probably a totally different game.
Well, not only that, but you're talking about a backup who's coming in the highest pressure situation.
Exactly.
It's not like
he hasn't thrown a pass since 2023.
Yeah, the last time he threw a pass, he was playing for the Patriots. I mean, in a regular season game. This is for all the chips. You push everything to the middle of the table, and so that's why I feel like if you're going to play that kind of football and you're going to push your chips to the table and you're trying to go to the Super Bowl, I think Sean Payton did you guys what he should have done, and that was go for it on the 4th down. And let's make this an uphill battle for the Patriots. It just didn't work out in his favor. It wasn't the worst call that I've ever seen. 2-yard line, let's throw the ball instead of giving it to Marshawn. That's probably the worst one I've ever seen.
Well, and I didn't agree with the going for it on 4th. In the moment, I didn't agree with it. But looking back on it, it's kind of like, you know what? I think it was the right call. It just didn't work out. And that happens. That's football, man. I mean,
because before then there was 3-4 missed field goals.
There
wasn't any at that point. In the
I don't
game.
think there was any at that point, but in the game there was.
It was just a lot of war of getting to the punting zone, and then you have to punt the ball. It was finally the most sustained drive besides the touchdown drive that the Broncos had, but that was the only thing. And then you turn around, and then the big thing was that turnover that you guys had on your own 15-yard line, like that was really hard to watch. Like, I think you guys win this game, even with that 4th down decision. if the ball does not get turned over right there, because the Patriots could not do anything.
Right.
And then it was just, all right, we're going to do what we can to dink and dunk and get 12 yards and score this touchdown.
Didn't they score points off that turnover?
Yeah, they scored. That was the touchdown they scored. That was
so that's the difference
specifically
game,
off
really.
of that.
Yes.
I mean, you're talking 3-7 game. I feel heartbroken for you, man. Like, this was the chance you guys had to go to the Super Bowl. Like,
absolutely.
But
it would have been great for you guys. Because
this team will be back. This Broncos team is really good.
By far, especially once you get Bo Nix back. I mean, are we kidding?
And I will say, like, I don't know if you guys, I want to hear your opinions on this, but I said going into this game that I thought Jarrett Stidham was probably arguably the best backup in the league, and I felt confident in him going in here, and he outplayed Drake May. I mean, not in the rushing aspect, because Drake May did have 10 carries for 65 yards and a touchdown. But Stidham was the better quarterback in this game.
Definitely. But I mean, does some of that go to he's also been playing it? He's been practicing in Mile High where he's used to the altitude. Like, did that kind of affect May? I mean, there's different aspects we could talk about for that. But I definitely think he outdueled May that day, and that's all that matters. If you look at the tape and you were like, oh man, if you just looked at it and you didn't look at the score, you would think, man, well, I'm sure the Broncos won this game then, because the quarterback's actually moving the ball, getting some progress. But like I said, the big thing for Stidham was just that turnover. If he doesn't commit that turnover, I think you guys win this game hands down.
Yeah.
It was too much of a battle for the Patriots to move the ball, and you turn it over inside your own 20, and you're basically giving them the handoff. Here, go ahead and get the go-ahead touchdown and tie this thing up.
Yeah.
You're talking, I mean, at that point, you guys are already up 7-0. You're driving the ball. Who's to say you wouldn't have done something with it, because it was still decent weather. And Stidham was still slinging the ball, but it just looked like that entire play was just a horrific play. Like, I don't know why he tried to do more than he needed to. It was one of those, like, you just throw the ball and go on to the next down is what it felt like. And he didn't. He just was trying to do too much. And that's one of those things that I feel like he came off the bench. He hadn't had any play time, and he already had the fourth down that they went for and didn't get. So it was one of those, I felt like Stidham did the mistake, but it wasn't really his fault, because it was just so much pressure on his shoulders. He was being pushed down by the weight of the world, and he had to do what he had to do to bounce back, and it just didn't work out.
Right. Go ahead, Andy.
I also think if you guys would have had your starting running back, that would have took a lot of pressure off of him.
Yeah. Well, and the reports were saying that Dobbins would be back for this game, but then last minute it was made, official that he wasn't going to play. I think having Dobbins back with Harvey, playing the way that he had been playing towards the end of the season there, I think that would have helped out a lot. One kind of glaring stat that stood out to me was the fact that Denver had 24 carries for 79 yards total as a team in this game. Ramondre Stevenson alone from the Patriots had 25 carries for 71 yards. Denver never really got the running game going in this game.
No,
really. They weren't able to really kind of
in a snow game. That's
cement
what you gotta
anything, right? And I think that made a huge difference too. I mean, team stats: Denver had 24 carries, 79 yards. Longest run was 9, and that was by R.J. Harvey. New England had 38 carries for 141 yards and a touchdown. Their longest was 28.
Well, I mean,
they were able to establish
Drake May had the run at the very end of the game. I mean, they just ran the ball, and it was one of those things too. Like, it felt like you kind of abandoned the run game because you guys got behind that 3 points. That 3 points felt like a mountain, and nobody could score any field goal, so it just kept mounting up. Where that 3 points, instead of it just being 3 points, it felt like 90. Like, holy cow!
Right, and
if we don't even get a touchdown, we're not going to score again. So
exactly at that point, they had to push the ball, and that's where that interception came from. I don't fault Stidham at all for that interception at the end of the game. Like, you're doing what you have to do. We got to push the ball.
Yeah, you got to push the ball down the field. You got to do something. It's make or break time. Like, this is where diamonds are forged. Either you're going to crumble and turn into coal, or you're going to turn into a diamond under the pressure. And just happened to not be his day. The wind was going wrong. Just went to the defender. That's what
the two areas that I thought Denver really did win this game was in the receiving game. They had 17 total receptions as a team, 133 yards and a touchdown. Marvin Mims looked awesome. 4 catches, 62 yards. That guy came up with some pretty crucial catches at, towards the end of the game there. Same with Lil Jordan Humphrey. He only had one catch for 5 yards, but it was a crucial one. He made an awesome play. Stephon Diggs looked pretty good. He had 5 receptions, only 17 yards, but he was catching, getting those little dink and dunk, plays. He was
early on in the game.
Like,
they weren't. That was the problem. Is the
right.
Patriots were not catching anything. It was just bouncing off their hands. They're lucky.
Right.
A lot of those that did. There was no defender really close by because it would have gone the other way. I mean, you look at the beginning. Watch the beginning of this game. It just looked like May was throwing some pretty crisp passes, get it where it was needed, and those receivers were not doing him any favors, just dropping the ball, trying to run before they got the ball. Like you gotta do the basics. And I know once we get to this next matchup that I think Vrabel's going to coach that like, hey, this game could have gone the opposite direction, and here's why. Let's look at film right here. Oh, you're running before you catch the ball. Yep. Catch the freaking ball, and then worry about yards after catch.
Well, I'm going to get somebody that can catch.
Yeah,
the
right. Ball. And then it's like when you're talking about your punt returners. I mean, we haven't gotten to this game yet, but when you talk about punt returners, you're definitely on both sides of the film watching, and you're like, hey, make sure you cover the ball because it can cost you. Catch this ball.
Yeah.
And this Super Bowl, I think, is going to be fun because you had some good mistakes that happened in this round. And it cost the losers their Super Bowl chance. And I think it's going to be something that's going to be highlighted very well by these head coaches, where they're going to circle it and cross their I's and dot their I's and cross their T's. I mean, they're just going to make sure, hey, let's be buttoned up. Let's play good football.
Right. New England had only 10 receptions as a team for 86 yards.
Yeah.
Denver had 17 for 133 and a touchdown. The other area I thought Denver actually played better than New England was on defense.
Oh, absolutely.
Denver's defense played awesome. They had 5 sacks. New England had 3. They had 8 tackles for a loss. New England only had 4. I'm trying to look here. Passes defended. They both had 3 there, and they both had 7 QB hits. So it was fairly even across the board. But I think Denver's defense really did play the better game. Those 5 sacks, like they were getting to him, dude. They were knocking him around. Drake May, he looked uncomfortable a lot of that game, and I think it kind of carried over from that Houston game. He looked uncomfortable in that game. The biggest difference here to the Houston game was Denver wasn't really forcing any fumbles with him.
Well, that was just it. I think May learned cover the ball.
He was covering it good.
I'm going to cover the ball, and that, I mean, honestly, it's like if he maybe has a few less fumbles, he probably doesn't even think about it. But the fact that he fumbled it so much against the Texans, I think that's what did you the disservice. Is that was in his mind, man. I put the ball on the ground a bunch. Like, I'm going to get hit. We're in a championship game. I'm going to get hit.
Yeah.
Now I just got to make sure I cover the ball. And he did a great job. He made sure every time he got hit, I was like, man, that Denver defender was going to get the ball free, and then just didn't come out. Like he covered it up. There's somebody behind me. I know it, so I'm covering up right now. And it seemed like every time it was like, and no, nothing happened. Nothing would happen because he'd cover it up at the last minute. It was the exact opposite of what New England would want. What you'd think would happen, like the reverse tuck rule for him finally coming back. But no.
Well, and a couple of guys that kind of stood out to me, and let me get your guys' thoughts on these too, but Telenoa Hufanga, he played awesome. He had 2 pass breakups, tackle for a loss. He had 4 solo tackles. He was in on 7 of them. And DJ Jones had 1.5 sacks, 2 solos. He had the 2 tackles for a loss, 2 QB hits. Like DJ Jones was disruptive in this game. The other guy that really stood out to me was Christian Gonzalez. I thought he played really well. He had 5 solo tackles for the Patriots. He actually had a sack and a pass breakup. He played really well. I thought he had a really good game, and I'm kind of excited to see him. Hopefully he matches up with Jaxon Smith-Njigba a lot in the Super Bowl, because I think he's a really, really good cornerback. I think he's one of the top cornerbacks in the league, and I think this is kind of his chance to show it against, arguably the best receiver in the league right now. Smith-Njigba's been electric all year, so
lights out receiver right
now. Oh yeah, and I'm excited to see what Gonzalez can do against him. But Andy, what was your thoughts on the defensive aspect of this game? Like, what were you seeing out there?
Yeah, Denver played a really good defensive battle. I mean, obviously they held them to 10 points, and probably the weather had something to do with that also. But Denver's got a really good defense, and Drake May, every time he would scramble, it was crucial. He would get a first down and whatnot.
Yep.
And like even that last first down of the game, that foot race, Remember that, guys?
Oh yeah.
To ice the game.
Yep.
I
when
mean,
he
that
took
was
off,
that was just it. It seemed like the runs that had to happen. That was what New England's primary focus was the running game.
Yeah.
And that was exactly it. He game managed perfectly. He realized, oh, you guys are selling out for the run. Let me just dip out here and get the first down. We're off to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously we know who won the game. It was a 10-7 game. Patriots won. One little question here, just to kind of get your guys' final thoughts on it, but who did you think was the better team in the game? Just arguably, you know, at the end of the game, take the score out of it. Who actually played the better game, do you feel?
I feel like the Broncos played the better game.
Okay.
They just fell short. That fourth down, like we said, was crucial to their lack of success. Their defense played lights out. And I think quarterback-wise, I think Stidham just made too many mistakes because he was trying to do too much. He definitely out-dueled May, but May played as a better quarterback throughout the day. He just made sure he protected the ball. He didn't give up the turnovers, and that really seems like that was what the difference in this game was. You look at it. It was, how did New England score the touchdown? Well, you give up the ball on within your own 20-yard line, then they scored the touchdown. Otherwise, they couldn't get past the 30-yard line most of the day.
Yeah,
and then you just, as New England, you just get close enough and you get lucky enough that you kick the field goal. So it was a lot of luck for New England to end up moving the ball. But at the same time, you can't say it's luck when you've played against like the top 3 defenses in the playoffs and punched them all in the mouth, and you're in the Super Bowl now. So
right.
There's a reason why New England's in there. I definitely don't think, like you said, I don't think that they were outcoached by any means. I just feel like it was a coin toss kind of game, and you're the ones who happened to call heads, and it was tails.
Yeah. What about you, Andy? What was your what did you think the better team was in this game, regardless of the score?
Yeah, I would have to agree with Trenton. I think the Broncos were probably all around better team that day, but I do think Stidham's inexperience probably had a little bit to do with it, and obviously the weather didn't do them any favors at all either.
Right.
And like Stidham made, I think, one too many mistakes with that turnover.
Right. Yep.
The touchdown. But yeah, all in all, I mean, you can't count out the Patriots. They've been sticking around all season.
Right. Yep.
And Vrabel's got that team clicking on all cylinders.
Yes, he does.
It's pretty impressive. From going from last year they win 2 games, I don't remember, but and then this year they're in the damn Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah. What the hell?
Chiefs and Patriots seems like they're inevitable. We're just gonna have one of them for the rest of our lives.
Oh God, I hope not.
Well, and the only reason I asked that question is because obviously I'm a Broncos fan. To me, I agreed. I thought the better team was the Broncos. I thought they played better, more of that game than they didn't. And so it just seemed odd, No, go for it. Say it.
I do think if you guys would have got the running game going a little more, I think it's lights out.
That's what I was going to say. You abandoned the run game too early.
Yep.
Way too early.
And once you abandoned it, that's exactly like, my team's done the same thing. Once the Ravens abandoned the run game, NFL's got a weird way of punishing you for things like that.
Yeah,
and
they do.
It just kind of happened where, what was the reason why the Patriots won this game? They ran the ball, ate the clock up.
Yeah, they never gave up on it.
Yeah.
Even when it wasn't working, they just kept handing the ball off and pounding it. Like,
yep.
And it didn't work, punt it.
It goes back to some of the coaching, I think, where it's just one of those, we know what we got to do to win. We're going to keep running the ball. It seems pointless right now, but keep going with it. It will pay off. It will pay off. And you're talking about a 3-point game. Why abandon it? If you score a touchdown there, then we're eating the clock up, and they've got even less time to play it. And that was exactly what New England was doing was, all right, we're not going to play like we have this super lead with it, but we're going to play like we have a lead, even if we don't, and then we're gonna get rewarded for it. We're gonna keep playing the ball as it should be, and then the ball seems to reward us with the bounces that we need, with the ball going our direction, and it just happens to be that way.
Yep. All right, let's jump over to the NFC side. This one was another really close game, right down to the wire. 31-27, Seattle over LA Rams. Let's start off. I want to start with the passing game just because, you always start with the passing game, but I really want to talk about Sam Darnold last because I thought he way more than impressed me.
I think he out Stafford.
He did.
I mean, just watch that game. It was a clinic. I mean, you close your eyes there, Andy. I know he's a ex-Viking, but you watch what the mistakes that they had last year on the Vikings. He's more than redeemed himself. This game was just a straight up. Yes, he's got a really good defense, but so does the Rams.
Right.
You knew this was going to come down to who could get the ball in the end zone the most, who could end up making the plays, and I was surprised because I thought the Walker the third was going to have a lot more footprint on this game, and instead it was Sam Darnold. He just put his thing down and said, "Nope, this is my game. Watch me take it over." I've played the Rams multiple times this year. I've got their number. He went ahead and played the 49ers, did the same freaking thing to them, and now he's in a Super Bowl. I mean, you're talking about exact parallel from last season for Sam Darnold, where you're 14-2. You win the last game of the season and you're the number 1 seed. You do lose and then you're the number 5 seed. He goes ahead and wins this year instead of like last year, kind of gets those demons out of his system. And then now he's playing at home and his defense can cover some of his mistakes, but really I haven't noticed any of his mistakes because he's been throwing such crisp balls.
Right.
He's been making the plays that he needs to make. And then on top of it, he's got that aspect in him where he learned from last year. It's kind of like we said, like you watched the last game that Drake May played and he's now protecting the ball. You look at what he did last year. He's got those demons in his head where I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. And that's exactly what he's been doing. He's been focusing on his craft and he came in and played. And I mean, you want to talk about a forgotten player, like if you're a Ram, I mean, we got some good friends that are Rams. How do you put your head on the pillow at night and think, man, Kupp was washed up and we shouldn't have him on the team. He made some plays in that game that put the dagger in and then he twisted it. I mean, just karma for you, Rams fans. Like, you got rid of the guy because you said he was too old and couldn't do the thing, and now he's out here doing it in front of you to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Let's jump over to the Rams real quick. Stafford was 22 for 35, 374 for yards and 3 touchdowns. He was only sacked once. I was kind of surprised by that because I thought LA.
How many pressures did he have? Because it felt like he was getting hit a lot.
It did.
I really thought the Seattle defense would get to him more, but QB hits. Let's see, Seattle only had 3.
Dang.
So he really didn't. He didn't really take much of a beating. I thought Stafford played awesome. And my thought on this game was if it gets to be a higher scoring game like it was, my thought was Stafford doesn't lose those games. So LA is going to win if this game gets up to kind of the score that it was, 31-27. I thought it would be, the other way. But like you said, it was almost like Sam Darnold out Stafford. I mean, Stafford played awesome. 22 for 35, like I said, 374 yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's really good.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think Stafford wins this game if the Seahawks are not blessed with that muffed punt. He muffs it, and then they get the ball. It was a huge play. Like, I mean, what?
Yeah, it was a crucial play.
60-yard swing right there, and now we're scoring a touchdown. Now we're going up. That seemed like it was really the pendulum swing because the Rams had the lead. It was just kind of going their way. The Seahawks had just scored like a few drives before, got the lead back, and then you get the Seahawks to do a 3-and-out. You're getting the ball, and you're going to start driving it, and this is your chance to go ahead.
Yep.
Instead, now you're down 10 points, and you got to try to do something again. Like,
well, and I mean, like the running game, Corum actually played really well. Blake Corum had 9 carries for 55 yards. Kyren Williams, I wasn't super impressed with him. 10 carries, 39 yards. He's usually a very impactful player on that offense. But the guy that really stood out, I mean, obviously he's a star, but Puka Nacua, 9 for 165 and a touchdown. The guy played awesome. I mean, he had 14 targets. He played great. Adams, yeah, right. And he kind of took that spot of what Cooper Kupp was for the Rams. He kind of stepped into that role perfectly.
Triple crown role, you can get it all.
Yeah. And then Devontae Adams had 4 receptions as well, only 6 targets, but 4 catches, 89 and a touchdown. The other touchdown was Kyren Williams, 2 for 22, which Kyren Williams is really one of those dual threat running backs. He does a lot in the receiving game, so I wasn't surprised to see that. And then Colby Parkinson, 3 catches, 62 yards from your tight end. A 40-yard long. That was a good game for him.
Well, I mean, the Rams seem like that's kind of the team that they are. Is they can really dink and dunk you with the 3 tight ends that they have. So you got to watch out for those guys. And like I said, it was really an offensive bout. I feel like the real momentum swing was when that punt happened, because it just seemed like they were just matching each other so well. And then it was one of those, like you said, Matthew Stafford usually wins these high-scoring games, and that's what it felt like. It felt like the Rams had all the mojo. They were getting all the drives. They finally had gotten ahead. Then the Seahawks answered, and now it's our turn to get the ball back again. And, we just gave it to you, and we're going to give up an easy touchdown. Now we got to catch you. And the Seahawks have proven with that defense, once they get a lead 10 points or higher, they're not going to be the Ravens. They're not going to give it up. They're going to play and clutch that ball, and they're going to do everything they can to make sure it's hard-nosed. You're not going to get the easy yards. You're going to have to fight them for it, and they'll give up short, shallow plays. Go for it. You still got 10 points to catch us.
Yep, it's hard to beat them when they get ahead. And Andy, who stood out on the offense for you on that Rams team?
Stafford, really.
Yeah, Stafford played awesome.
Like I've been saying all postseason, you cannot count on Matthew Stafford.
you have. That's been kind of your slogan all playoffs,
And I knew this was going to be a pretty close game. Division rivals. I knew it was going to be kind of a high-scoring game, like obviously it was. And then another thing that bonehead penalty. It's 3-and-out basically for the Rams.
Yep.
And then you go and taunt the damn Rams bench.
Yeah, that was a very, very dumb play.
And then the next play, touchdown.
Yep.
And you're covering, was that Puka?
I think it was, no, was that the Cooper
Adams,
Kupp one? I don't even remember which one it was, to be honest with you.
I think it was the Puka.
Okay.
Because it was a Seahawks player that taunted him.
Yep.
And the Rams got the ball. I believe it was either Puka or
that was going to cost them the game, honestly.
Yeah.
Huge momentum swing. I mean, you're talking
dumb.
Let's go from 3 points to 7 now. Like, that's a 4-point swing right there.
Yeah.
You got to play smart football.
Yeah. And I thought Walker was going to have a bigger game than he did. But
yeah, I think Walker still played well. I was actually just about to jump over there. I think Walker had 19 carries for 62 yards and a touchdown.
He had a great game, but it wasn't like I thought he was going to pop off the page like he did against the 49ers, where it's just, man, like this guy's we're going to get the ball in short distance, and Walker's going to get himself 3 touchdowns or a 2-touchdown game again, just because you're fighting that war of attrition. You get close, and then all right, let's pop it in. And it just seemed like Darnold was the glue. I mean, he was the one who caused them to win this game. Like,
but let's not forget, Kenneth Walker did have 4 receptions for 49 yards as well. The guy was over 100 yards from scrimmage. I mean, he played a really good game, and he had a touchdown. He just didn't. I mean, he's getting to the point where if he's not scoring multiple touchdowns, it's almost like, he just didn't have that great of a game. Well, actually, he played really well. Let's look here. He had 23 total touches, 19 carries and 4 receptions, 62 yards on the ground, 49 in the air. So he had 111 yards total. And yeah, it'd be 111 yards and a touchdown. I mean, he played a really good game. There was really no other really serious production in the rushing game other than Walker.
Well, I mean, once Charbonnet went out, we kind of knew that was what was going to happen. It's going to live and die with Walker.
But Smith-Njigba was really, other than Darnold, Smith-Njigba was the man. I mean, he had 10 receptions on 12 targets, 153 yards and a touchdown. He's been doing this all year.
We're on the same page.
Oh, for sure.
And
they have been all season.
Been the man. Like,
yep. The other guy was
going to be I'm going to throw to a receiver from Darnold. It's going to be him. Like,
yep. The other crucial guy was, other than Kenneth Walker having the 4 for 49, was Cooper Kupp, 4 for 36, and he had that really crucial touchdown. The other thing with Kupp is he is still doing Cooper Kupp things. He only had the 4 receptions for 36 yards and a touchdown, but don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure the one was a touchdown. The other 3 were first downs.
Yep.
Like every catch he made was crucial.
Well, it seemed like every time he had the ball in his hands or was given the opportunity, it seemed like a dagger shot. That's why it was hilarious that the Rams got rid of him because they thought he couldn't do it. And then every time as Man, like when you need a first down, oh crap, there's Cooper Kupp again. There's another one. Oh man, he got a touchdown on us now.
I don't really fault the Rams for it. He was getting injured a lot there at the end with the Rams. I don't fault him for moving on from him. I just think, again, in hindsight, everyone's always right in hindsight. Let's not forget that. In hindsight, yeah, he did still have several years left in him. But at the time, it did kind of look like he was kind of washing out. Like, hey, the guy's getting hurt a lot. He's not quite as productive as he was. Maybe it's time for us to move on and find a new Cooper Kupp, which they did. They got Puka Nacua, and he's worked out great for him. So I don't really fault them for it. I just think I'm just more so just happy for Kupp that he's actually out here still doing it. He's in another Super Bowl now. Hopefully he can,
get himself it.
Yeah. The other guy I was really hoping to see more from, which I hate to say that, he only had one catch, but it was right at the very beginning of the game. It was a 51-yard bomb, Raheed Shaheed. I was hoping to see 3 or 4 from him in a touchdown because I really thought this guy, like, if he blows up in this game, this is going to be scary, But I mean, he had 1 for 51. It was a good chunk of change there.
Yeah.
We already talked about Kupp. He had a good game. George Halani, the backup running back now that Charbonnet's out, he had 3 catches for 27 yards. He also had 3 carries for only 4 yards. So he didn't do great on the ground game, but he played a pretty decent game in the passing game. But let's jump up
good
here
role
to
player.
Darnold.
I think he did a solid job as a role player.
Yeah,
and I mean, what you're not going to see in there is the blocks that he makes. The getting in the way of a defender and giving your quarterback that little extra time to zip on the ball that he needs. So
right,
those are the kind of guys that you need. The quiet. I'm going to get a few yards in the game, not really flash in the pan, but I'm going to make sure I'm there to get the blocks that I need. I'm going to do my job, do my assignment, and give us a chance to win this thing.
Let's jump up to Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold was 25 for 36, 346 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He was also sacked 3 times. I thought Darnold, honestly, like, it's time to put the Darnold hate away. The guy has had a rough career, starting off with New York. Nobody does good in New York. Let's not kid ourselves. Well, nobody does good
New York just seems to suck the soul out of everybody. Yes. I mean, the Jets just cannot figure it out.
And everyone wanted to give this guy a hard time with the whole, like, oh, he's seeing ghosts. Every player that has ever played for the New York Jets has seen ghosts at some point. Okay, that team is not good.
Get hit that much, and you try not to see ghosts.
It's a dysfunctional franchise. It just is. Like, until that team sells, it's not going to change. So I'm just going to say it now.
And we saw flashes once he went over to Carolina of what he could become, and it just didn't work out. I mean, it didn't work out for Mayfield either. Like, there was something wrong in Carolina, and it seems like they're kind of figuring it out. That's why I'm excited for Bryce Young.
Well, and that team sold in the meantime as well.
Yeah, I think they're finally moving in the right direction.
Right.
But they didn't do Darnold any service. And then he finally goes over to the 49ers and gets some structure. And then, hey, let's get you some honing in on your skills, get you confident again. And then you go over to the Vikings, and then you kill it that year. And I mean, now your GM for the Vikings is fired because he didn't want to pay you the $35 million that the Seahawks did. And I think he would have taken a discount. I think you could probably offered him $30 million a year, and he would have stayed with you guys because he liked Minnesota. But he's not going to take a $10 million pay cut to go stay with you when he's got the Seahawks knocking on the door.
Right.
Yeah,
and I mean, and you're talking about like this, the hate before the season was, well, why did we get rid of him when we had Geno Smith? Well, look at it now. I mean, hindsight, you're looking at laughing at this thing like, man, the ownership was smarter than everybody else. They took the gamble. They realized what they had. They said, we want to get rid of that. You can go over to the Raiders and do Raider things there, Geno Smith, and we'll take Sam Darnold and go to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I think Sam Darnold, I mean, we might be looking at the greatest like redemption story in NFL history here, but possibly in sports history. I don't know of any, I can't think of off the top of my head any situation where a player has had the kind of career that Darnold had and come back and become what he has become at this point. Like, this guy, I mean, he's won 28 regular season games in 2 years. No quarterback has ever done that. He's done it with 2 teams now. He's shown that he's got the talent. I mean, there's a reason he was drafted as high as he was. This guy is a very talented quarterback. And I know it's kind of the thing, like, once someone isn't doing very great, everyone just kind of like piles on him. But this guy just never listened to the noise. He never heard it. He just ignored it all and just kept pushing himself, kept believing in himself. And man, I'm I'm so happy for Sam Darnold. I really, really hope that this turns his career around for the long run now, and this guy retires as one of the better quarterbacks we've seen this decade. You know.
Well, I mean, and you even look at it, like, he's the first one in his draft class to get to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and it's a pretty decent draft
class. It
class.
was a really good draft class. I mean, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. I mean, Rosen played for the Cardinals. I can't think of his name.
Josh Rosen.
Yeah. I mean, and he's the first one.
Baker Mayfield
came from that same one. Yeah. So it's like,
Mayfield?
That was Mayfield,
like, he's from the same draft class, goes to the Jets, completely sucks it up, and now he's the first one in the entire class to get to a Super Bowl out of all of them. And you're talking about a guy that you're scratching your head going, man, I can't believe this guy's in the league. And then you're like, well, I don't really think it was him. Maybe, I'm not sure. And then you look at it and you're like, all right, yeah, he was playing for the Jets and the Panthers. Throw those years away. Anybody who plays for them, give them a redemption arc. That's what that means. I mean, the only other redemption arc I could see that's going to come close to this is if Shedeur Sanders can start popping off.
Yeah.
I mean, they really did that boy dirty. And yeah, I don't get the hype on this Kevin Stefanski. I don't think he's a good coach. I don't know about you guys, but how do you have that kind of talent in your backfield and you keep not playing him? He's a 4th round pick, so you're going to get really good revenue out of the guy if you keep him and you can make him a good quarterback for your team. I know it's kind of a tangent, but it's one of those. I don't understand how Kevin Stefanski can keep winning these Coach of the Year kind of awards. You get rid of Mayfield for Deshaun Watson. How'd that work out? Then you decide to start these garbage I mean, not really garbage, but you're talking about Joe Flacco, and then you start the other kid over Shedeur Sanders, and you have Shedeur Sanders who comes out and just slings the pill all over the yard. And then on top of it, you're Stefanski and you allow Joe Flacco to go to your own division opponent. I don't like the coach. I don't really see why everyone hypes him up so much. And I mean, maybe he can prove it wrong in Atlanta, but I just feel like he's going to screw that one up too.
Yeah. So going to the defense in this game, there was 2 guys that really stood out to me. One of them's a rookie, Nick Emmanwori, the safety for Seattle. The kid's from South Carolina. He's like a hybrid safety / linebacker, and he's just a freak. He had 3 pass breakups, and I think all 3 of them were on the same drive. I could be wrong, but if I remember right, it was like 3 plays in a row where he just had like crucial breakups. 4 solo tackles, 5 total tackles. I thought he played awesome. I thought he was all over the field. He was knocking the ball down when he needed to. He wasn't allowing the catches. He's a huge guy for safety. I mean, he's built like a linebacker / edge player, but he's playing safety because he's so athletic. Like, he played awesome. The other one was on the Rams, Jared Verse. Jared Verse had 3 QB hits. He had the 1 sack, and Jared Verse he's just disruptive. Every game, that guy is disrupting the backfield, and I love watching him play. I think he's a great player. Was there any kind of standout guys for you on the defense, either of you guys?
I mean, you really said it right there. I mean, I think Verse was he's been solid all year long. I mean, Verse the curse. I mean,
right.
He's going to curse your team. You're going to be cursing him. It's just what's going to happen all day long. You got to circle that guy on your chart. He's like a JJ Watt or a TJ Watt, where you just know this guy's going to be a game breaker. Like you said, that kid the kid who just started as a rookie. I mean, if he can get the brains like Ed Reed, this is going to be a scary kid.
Oh yeah,
you get in the film room like that, and you got that kind of athleticism. Woo-wee, you're going to be a special talent in the NFL, and he's already a special talent. I mean, it feels like this. It's just kind of weird, but it feels like we got the Evil Empire 2.0 and the Legion of Boom 2.0 kind of brewing on us.
Well, and I'm really hoping Emmanwori gets to play, because I did see today on the news that he did hurt his ankle in practice. They're saying it's a low ankle sprain. He's got several days. He's a young guy, so they heal fast. I mean, I'm sure he'll be ready to play, and he's going to do whatever he can to be on that field. That guy he's a baller. He wants to be out there.
Just put some Toradol in it, and you'll be fine.
Yeah,
let's go.
So let's jump into this Super Bowl. Let's kind of do a little preview here. So I guess let's start with you, Andy. What are you kind of expecting to see in this game?
I'm kind of expecting to see somewhat of a close game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means.
Okay.
I think the team that makes the most crucial plays at the right time is going to win. Whoever takes care of the football, I think turnovers are going to be crucial in this game. But I think Sam Darnold's going to have the game of his life. I really do.
So is that your pick for the MVP then?
Yes, probably.
So does that mean you're taking Seattle to win?
Yes.
All right. I see where you're going here.
I really, being a Vikings fan, it it makes me sick seeing Sam Darnold in the damn Super Bowl.
I get that.
We had him last year, and we had a chance to keep him.
Right, and I get that, but I got a question for you as a Vikings fan. Yes, it makes you sick. Yes, you knew you had him, and you could have had him, right? But are you rooting for this guy or what?
Am I rooting for him?
Right.
Absolutely.
You've got to, right?
But be happy for them.
Even if you're not a Vikings fan, how do you not root for this guy?
Right,
come from the Jets, come from the Panthers, and you finally get your shot at it. It's one of those, it pulls the heartstrings no matter who you are.
Right.
And especially, I mean, like we've said it before in multiple podcasts, how do you root for the evil empire? We've been hating them for years. It's one of those, it even helps the story even that more. It's just, unless you're from the New England area, you hate the Patriots. They've been there. They've done it. We know it. Yeah. And I just feel it's one of those, how do you not root for Sam Darnold?
You can't have any bonehead penalties like
right.
unsportsmanlike conduct, because a team like the Patriots, they're going to punish you for that.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess that's all I got. I lost my train of thought.
Okay. Trenton, what about you? What are you expecting to see in this game?
I feel like this is going to be an exact Super Bowl rematch. I mean, it's going to come down to exactly like the last one we had, where it comes down to the last drive, and whoever's got the ball last has the opportunity to win this thing. Okay. And as long as you don't throw the ball on the 2-yard line, you have a chance to win this. And I honestly feel like this is kind of Seattle's redemption arc is kind of what I feel like. This is your chance to get what was stolen from you originally. Like, your dynasty was completely killed by the Patriots because you guys decided to throw it on the 2-yard line instead of giving it to Lynch. And it just feels like it's kind of the football universe's way of, all right, well, here's your chance to really get what was stolen from you, take it back from the evil empire. I think this is going to be a really fun game. I think we're probably going to be closer to the 27-24 kind of score range. I could be wrong. I mean, I hope it goes higher than that because it would be a fun game. But I feel like these defenses are going to be stingy. So 24-27 kind of feels like my pick for this game. Okay. I feel like defense is going to make a huge difference, but I feel like both teams are probably going to turn the ball over once.
Okay.
I'm going to go and be the outlier here. I feel like, I don't know what your pick is, but I feel like the MVP for this game is going to be Smith-Njigba. Okay. I think he's going to pop off and have the game of his life and just completely destroy the Patriots' hopes of winning this game. And it's going to come at a crucial point in the fourth, and it's just going to be, he's going to have phenomenal stats is what I feel like. He's going to be a huge difference maker, and I'm going to say maybe 2 touchdowns for the guy.
Okay, so I'm assuming that means the 27 is going to be Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle's gonna win this one in my opinion.
Okay, I'm gonna say I'm gonna be a little different than you guys. I think this is gonna be at the end of it. I think it's gonna be a 2-possession type of game. I think we're looking at like a 34-24 or a 27-17 type game. I think Seattle's gonna jump out early. I think they're gonna get the lead early. I think it's going to be a fairly close game going forward from there, but I think at some point Seattle's going to force a turnover. They're going to score again, and that's going to give you your 2-score game there. And I think they're just going to kind of ride it out from there and take the Super Bowl. They're going to go home with the Vince Lombardi trophy. I'm gonna agree with you, Andy. I think Sam Darnold's going to win the MVP. I also agree with you that I think Smith-Njigba is going to ball out in this game. But my thought is, if Smith-Njigba balls out, that means Sam Darnold balled out. And I think he's going to get the MVP. I think it's going to be one of the craziest stories we've seen in the NFL in a long time. This guy came from he didn't come from nowhere. This guy was a really highly touted recruit coming out. But in the aspect of the NFL, he kind of came from nowhere. Everyone kind of gave up on this guy, and he's on his, fourth or fifth team at this point.
He went from highly touted to the grave, back to superstardom. Like,
from seeing ghosts.
Yeah, he's in the graveyard seeing ghosts over
here.
Now he's in a Super Bowl.
And the big thing for me is, like, I don't think a lot of people even realize this, but if Darnold pulls this off and wins this Super Bowl, he'll be the only quarterback in NFL history to win a Super Bowl being on his fifth team. No one's ever moved around this much and had this kind of success. So I'm really rooting for the guy. Honestly, if either team wins this game, I'm going to be happy. I'm not a Patriots fan by any means, but I do like this Patriots team. I like a lot of these players. They've got a lot of young talent. I like Vrabel a lot. I think he's a great coach. I think the Titans were really, really messed. I know we've said this before, but I think they really messed up letting this guy go.
They got some egg and feces on their face.
And we'll get into it in another episode, but I'm just going to leave it at this. The Titans are on the rebound league. Watch out. They've got a good coaching squad now. They've got some good young talent, but I digress. Let's get back to this. If the Patriots do win this game, it's going to be a lot of history. I mean, they've already got more Super Bowls than any team in NFL history.
Oh, they will with this one.
Like if they
they'll have 7 now if they win this game.
If they go on and win this thing, like, this is a big deal for the Patriots. But I don't see it happening. I think this defense for Seattle is too good. I think Drake May is going to struggle in this game. I think let's be honest, Drake May hasn't really played that great in the last 2 rounds, and I kind of see it continuing in this one. He's gonna be all right. But I don't think he's going to do anything crazy.
The mistakes that he had in the Texans game, and like we said, he really didn't have those mistakes with the Broncos, but I just feel like if you put the ball in some position, the Seahawks always seem like that kind of team where they're always there. It just seems to go that way, where they're always there, and it could get out of hand, like you said. It can get ugly, but
it could end up looking like that Seattle 49ers game. I mean, like I said, I think they're going to jump out early. I'm not... Oh, I was talking about in this playoffs, but yeah, or that, yeah. But no, I think, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see Raheed Shaheed take the opening kickoff back. And I mean, we haven't seen something like that since Devin Hester with the Bears. I mean, that would be awesome to see.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised, man. I mean, they've just got electric players all over the place. Raheed Shaheed is a special teams freak. He's a pretty good receiver. Smith-Njigba has been the best receiver in the league this year, hands down. There is not an argument this year about who's been the best receiver. And you could argue Darnold's been one of the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the league this year. I mean, the guy
he's been a top 5 quarterback, and it's been quiet. It's been weird, where it's just a quiet top 5 position. I mean, is it just because they're so far away from the rest of society? They're in the Pacific Northwest. No one ever pays attention to them. But they've been putting on some games, putting on some film, and Darnold's been killing it. Charbonnet and Walker have been the 1-2 punch. Smith-Njigba has been slaughtering people left and right all season long. And then that defense is no joke. And then, like you said, the kid for the kickoff, it wouldn't surprise me, like you said, doing a Devin Hester returning the opening kickoff. Wouldn't surprise me, hey, going to do a Jacoby Jones and score a touchdown on the kickoff too. And then just making plays.
Yeah. And I think I'm definitely taking Seattle. Like I said, I think it's going to be at least a 10-point game. But I think no matter what, guys, we're in for an awesome Super Bowl. I think this is going to be a great game to watch. Make sure you guys are tuned into this game because it is going to be an awesome Super Bowl. It seems like every year we get a pretty good Super Bowl, but you know, this one I think is it's going to be special, man. Darnold being there, Darnold finally making it to the big game. Really turning his career around. Like, I'm really happy for the guy. Drake May being this young stud of a quarterback, like getting there, you know, with a young team, new coach. Like, it's just, we got a lot of storylines, and I think this is going to be a fun game. So, any final thoughts, guys? Anything else you want to throw in there real quick?
Honestly, I think Walker's going to have a pretty good game too.
Okay.
He's
all right.
Probably going to have at least 1 touchdown.
So
I believe.
Keep your eyes on Walker, guys. All right.
Watch the fake end around for Njigba right there.
Yeah. There you go.
I think Darnold, he's going to have the game of his life.
Yeah, I think Darnold.
Slinging it.
I think he is. I agree with you. I think he's going to come out and just I think at this point he has. You know, you would think a guy would have all the pressure on him right now, but I think Darnold's at the point where I don't think he's feeling any pressure anymore.
No.
Well, He's done everything he can
all
do.
the pressure he was feeling had to have been
It's
week
gone.
17 a lot this year. I mean, after that, it's you got the monkey off your back.
Right. It's
like
gone.
I said, you went from this guy did this in last year again with the Vikings.
Yep.
It's not completely off your shoulders now. We got the number 1 seed.
Exactly.
We're going to the Super Bowl, and you look at him. He looks like he's just cool as a cucumber. Like, yep, all right, I've been here. I've experienced all the highs, all the lows. All the highs have led me here. All the lows have led me to the experience.
Exactly.
And now it's my turn to win this thing.
Yep.
My time.
Yep. It's Darny time.
Yep.
It's about darn time.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
I think I'm gonna have to get a Sam Darnold jersey.
All right. You gonna get the Vikings one or the Seahawks one?
Seahawks.
When the Patriots win, he's going to get Evil Empire 2.0.
Right? Yeah. No, number 2.
Hell no.
number 2.0.
No, it's gonna be a good game.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be fun to watch. Like Zach was saying, make sure you guys are tuned into the game.
Yeah. Yeah. If you guys are
for the ages, I think.
Oh yeah, it is. If you guys are enjoying the content, make sure you subscribe, like the videos, and check us out. We've got a bunch of stuff coming out. You know, we're always putting stuff out. So stay tuned and hope you guys are enjoying it. Thanks.
Peace out.